Hi, I'm Adam Chitwood with TheWrap, here at TheWrap's Sundance Film Festival studio with a cast of Sometimes I Think About Dying. Would you guys please introduce yourselves and maybe tell us a little bit about the character that you play in this film?
Sure. I'm Parvesh Cheena. I play Garrett. Wait.
Take that again.
Yeah, why not? Hi, I'm Parvesh Cheena, and I play Garrett.
Hi, I'm Daisy Ridley, and I play Fran.
I'm Dave Merheje, and I play Robert.
I'm Brittany O'Grady, and I play Sophie, the intern.
Well, this film, it's so idiosyncratic. It really gets into the beauty of the banal, and I'm curious for you guys what your reaction was when you first read the script, because to see that play out is one thing, but when you read that and kind of get a handle on what this story is going to be like, what was your reaction when you guys read the script?
I mean, I just loved it. I loved the character of Fran, but I loved the whole thing. I loved her interactions in the office. I loved the world. I loved the setting. And then, of course, we got there and they did such an amazing job of bringing that place to life. It felt like the most office-y office space ever. And it was lovely to see just interactions that we all have on a daily basis, and people be like, oh, yeah, that's sweet. Oh, that's sweet. The sort of silly stuff that people talk about. Yeah, lovely.
I agree. I agree with everything that was said. Also, Parv said it was like a poem.
There was a moment when I was trying to be serious with our wonderful director, Rachel, that, especially Dave and I come from the world of comedy. We're used to yuck, bit jokes. And so to be asked to be a part of a project that I thought was lyrical, that I thought every drama and theater director I've had would have been so proud of me to be a part of this one versus just yuck, joke. So that was
I played at a Yuck.
Yuck.
So there's an actual place called Yuck Yucks in Canada. It's a chain. Yeah.
I didn't mean to call it Canadian, but of course.
No, it is Canadian, but there's comedy clubs have funny names like the Looney Bin. It's all bad names.
Yeah. Comedy Store, Laugh Factory.
Yeah, it's
horrible names, right?
Well, there is a lot of comedy. I mean, the title, you may go in thinking one thing. It's a very sad, emotional, funny movie, but it gets really to the human element. And I'm curious, Daisy, for you, your performance is so interior. There's a lot of interiority to it, so that when the emotions kind of start to break, it's really profound. And she plays someone who is struggling with this kind of self-isolation and being forced to come out of her shell. I'm wondering how you approach that performance and maybe what conversations you had with Rachel about the character.
I mean, a lot of my preparation was in the accent work, and a lot of it was stuff that was never used because I was doing accent work on the voiceover, which basically I treated as stage directions. So my dialect coach, Rick, is amazing. The last 3 projects I've done have been American, and it's sort of a process that I never had with an English accent. And then with Rachel, it was interesting because we had differing opinions about even Fran's home life. I was I imagine that she comes from a loud house. She's an only child, but the parents are loud and she doesn't have a chance to speak. And Rachel was interesting. I really felt like she comes from a quiet place. And of course, in the film, she comes from a quiet place. But it was sort of so there on the page and so there in the setting that it felt very natural, and I just sympathized with her so much that it felt very strangely close to me, even though I've never been that far in the isolation thing. It was just a quite wonderful process. And the thing that Rachel, it really stuck with me is the line, "Do you wish you could unknow me?" She said, we had done it a couple times, and she said, this is something that you've been thinking about your whole life, and you've never, as Fran, you've never worded it. So you're summoning all of that in order to bridge this gap. And it was just quite beautiful because it's, we all struggle to communicate sometimes. We all struggle to connect sometimes, and to play someone that sort of, it's such a tiny victory, but it really is a victory, was very wonderful.
Well, the film is about these small connections we make, and one of those small connections is as simple as sharing a movie that you love with someone. I'm curious for each of you, what is a movie that you can't wait to show someone that you love? What is a movie you always pull out as I gotta show you this because you've never seen it?
I think I would, if I would do that, it would be Elf.
Elf.
Well, Will Ferrell.
Sure, yeah, we know it.
Okay. Because when he goes,
What's out?
well, when he goes in the mall, he goes, "You're not Santa." to a Santa at the mall is hilarious. He's like, "Yeah, of course, I'm Gus." Like, you know what I mean? It just made me laugh.
So you make people watch Elf?
I don't make them. I'm like, if I love them, I would ask them. I'm like, would you partake in this movie that I enjoy? And if they say yeah, if they say no, I'm like, oh, this person's insane.
Britt?
I think my favorite movie is It's a Wonderful Life. I could watch it in like July, but right now I really. No, I could watch it. No, I'm wrong. Right now though, I've been trying to get people to watch Triangle of Sadness, which I'm sure a lot of people will watch. But I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to see the scene on the boat where everyone's eating.
Oh no! By the way, I couldn't watch. I was literally in the sense. Mine is Moana. Yeah, and I mean, I know a lot of people have seen it, but when people say they haven't, I'm like, oh, joy.
My new one, because we've been talking about it, to keep it in the Disney world, Wall-E. Wall-E, I don't know why it's been coming up. We've been thinking about it a lot. And thank you, Daisy, for holding this. Higher. We just love, because like there's so much silence in our film. Like, Daisy, I kind of forgot that Fran was American until you like spoke for the first time in the film, because it's like 20 minutes in before her character speaks. So we've just enjoyed, and I don't know, Wall-E's been on my mind lately, and it's just the fact that we've all been talking about it, like, because of the silence is kind of interesting.
Well, almost out of time with you guys, Daisy. To keep it in the Disney family, I'm very curious. You were so enmeshed in the Star Wars world with that sequel trilogy. Do you
What show? What movie was that?
What?
Star Trek?
No, that's right. Oh my God, can you imagine if you're on Star Trek? Beam me up,
Dude, Star Trek.
right?
Yeah, that would not. That would be funny though.
Well, I was just genuinely curious. Like, do you have a desire to watch the shows? Is it something that was such a big part of your life that you can appreciate that they're out there, but
Yeah. I think I just appreciate. I haven't watched all of them, but it's just because of timing and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, the work everyone's doing is amazing.
Will you watch The Mandalorian this season?
Sure.
You might recognize someone's voice. I haven't told you yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been waiting to tell you. Wow. Rap exclusive.
there we go.
I don't know if am I.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I haven't told you. I just remembered.
Also, I worked with Pedro Pascal, and I was like, this is really cool. He's a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I still find it all very, exciting.
Did you replace Pedro, or are you the Mandalorian now?
No, I think I'm like a C-3PO robot.
Really?
I don't know if I'm like breaking NDAs or something. Yeah, like, and like the guy who is the human in it, like he also works on Shining Veil, which I'm on Stars. And he told me like, I'm with Carl Weathers. I'm like, great, awesome. And then the next day I get the offer. You're going to be voicing like this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm him. And I'm like, I haven't told him yet. I don't know how to break it to him.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.
And congrats on the film.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.